to be reading 100 dad jokes. You're stuck with me now if you clicked on this and tracked, so get comfy, maybe grab a blanket, and prepare yourself psychologically. Some of these are so awful. Okay, let's see. I'm just scrolling down looking at some of these. Okay, let's begin. Did you hear about the circus fire? It was intense. That's lame. Okay, next. How do you catch a squirrel? Climb a tree. Act like a nut. Did you hear about the guy who invented lifesavers? They say he made a mint. I told my wife she should embrace her mistakes. She gave me a hug. Why don't eggs tell jokes? They might crack up. Okay, I actually have my own joke. I'm trying to remember it. Okay. What did the grape do when it got stepped on? Nothing. It just let out a little whine. I love pathetic fruit. Oh, that's right. I'm a pathetic fruit. Okay, on to the next one. I don't know if I've read this one already. I cannot leave that. I told my wife she should embrace her mistakes and she gave me a hug. Why don't eggs tell jokes? They might crack up. What did the big flower say to the little flower? Hi, bud. I went to go buy some camouflage pants, but I couldn't find any. What did the grape say when it got stepped on? That's in this one too? Oh my god! Okay, darn, I'm not so creative. Lame. Okay. I used to have a job at a calendar factory, but I got fired because I took a couple of days off. Boo. Okay. What do you call a snowman with a six-pack? An abdominal snowman. Why don't skeletons fight each other? Because they don't have the guts. Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon? Good food? No atmosphere. What did one wall say to the other wall? I'll meet you at the corner. Why did the math book look sad? Because it had too many problems. What did one hat say to the other hat? You stay here, I'll go on ahead. Why did the copy file a police report? It got mugged! I actually love that. I'm writing that down in my notebook. Okay. You know, it's funny. I could just like randomly start voice training during this. I think that'd be fun. No, I'm not gonna do that. It'd be funny though. I accidentally jump scared someone the other week. I felt so bad. They hadn't heard me not voice train before. Here we go. I was going to tell you a joke about time travel, but you didn't like it. I used to be a baker, but I couldn't make enough dough. Did you hear about the guy who got hit in the head with a can of soda? He was lucky it was a soft drink. I'm writing a book about glue, but I'm stuck on the first chapter. What did one plate whisper to the other plate? Dinner's on me. Why did the golfer bring two pairs of pants? In case he got a hole in one. Two sheep walk into a bar. Okay. Stop looking for the perfect match. Use a That's lame. I hate some of these. Some of these are great though. Try the seafood diet. You seafood and then you eat it. Did you hear the rumor about butter? Well, I'm not going to go spreading it. What is Forrest Gump's password? 141. What state is known for its small drinks? Minnesota. I don't get it. Okay, I'm thinking. Minnesota. Why is it made for its small drinks? Darn. What does a nosy pepper do? It gets jalapeno business. If two vegetarians get into an argument, is it still called beef? I have a clean conscience. It's never been used. I love telling dad jokes. Sometimes he even laughs. Okay, okay, saving that one. I love that one. You know what? I'm just gonna put all of my favorite ones in the description. That's fantastic. How do you stop a bull from charging? Cancel its credit card. Am I the only man my wife has ever dated? Unfortunately, yes. She said the others were all nines or tens. This guy's wife hates him, bro. What's the difference between a man's wallet before and after kids? There are pictures where the money used to be. I haven't spoken to my wife in 4 years. I thought it would be rude to interrupt her. What is, like, bro, get a wife that likes you. I wish my gray hair started in Las Vegas because what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. How do you follow Will Smith in the mud? Follow the Fresh Prince. Oh my god. Okay, let's go ahead and stop there my little notes thing. Okay. My kid is blaming me for ruining their birthday. That's ridiculous. I didn't know it was today. My kid gave me a world's best dad mug. At least she inherited my sense of humor. When a toddler reaches the Y stage, it's like opening a bottle of champagne. Once it's uncorked, there's no going back. Okay, I paused my video to go do something. I paused recording. I wanted some coffee. So tasty. Whenever I make it, normally what I like to do, I like to put some oat milk in there, some cinnamon, some brown sugar, and it's real nice. And when I'm feeling fancy, I'll put coconut whipped cream, and it's wonderful. And of course, even more cinnamon. I actually couldn't pronounce cinnamon for years. Up until I was about 15, I pronounced it as synonym. Synonym. Cinnamon. Okay, where did I leave off for jokes? Okay, here we go. My kid gave me. Did I say that one? I'm gonna say it again. Oh well. My kid gave me a world's best dad mug. At least she inherited my sense of humor. When a toddler reaches the Y stage, it's like opening a bottle of champagne. Once it's uncorked, there's no going back. Okay. What's 90 degrees but covered with ice? The North and South Poles. Boo. Okay. What happened when the blue ship and the red ship collided at sea? The crews were marooned. Huh. What's the difference between the bird flu and the swine flu? One requires treatment, and the other an ointment. What do you call a line of men waiting to get haircuts? Barbecue. Why do seagulls fly over the sea? If they flew over the bay, they would be bagels. That's so stupid. Oh my goodness. I've been thinking I should do lunges to stay in shape. That would be a big step forward. What did the baby corn say to the mama corn? Where's popcorn? What vegetable is cool but not that cool? Radish. Okay, okay. So I'm putting that one down. What do you call two monkeys who share an Amazon Prime account? Primates. Dude, I hate Amazon. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. I'll fight you, Jeff Bezos. You can't spell entry without try. Boo! What do you call a beehive without an exit? Unbelievable. Why did the football coach go to the bank? To get his quarterback. Why can't a leopard hide? He's only spotted. Airbags used to be free at the gas station. Now it costs $2.50. You want to know why? Inflation. I tried to get a smart car the other day, but they sold out too fast. Why? I guess I'm a bit slow. Did you hear about the claustrophobic astronaut? He just wanted a bit more space. Why did the orange lose the race? It ran out of juice. How do you fix a broken pumpkin? With the pumpkin patch. Why are fish so smart? They live in schools. What's the best thing about Switzerland? I don't know, but the flag is a big plus. Why did the man fall down the well? Because he couldn't see that well. Why do peppers make such good archers? Because they habanero. Ooh, I love habaneros. I actually used to have a little salsa garden back in one of the places I used to live when I lived alone. I grew some jalapenos, some habaneros, some tomatoes, onion, and then I had gotten to the grocery store when they were ripe enough, and I got mangoes, and I made a mango habanero salsa, and it was so good. Okay, back to the jokes. What did the sink sell the toilet? Oh, what did the sink tell the toilet? You look flushed. Where do boats go when they're sick? To the dock. What has ears but cannot hear? Cornfield. Can February march? No, but April May. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9, 6, 7. I'm gonna kill myself for saying that. I'm so good. Oh my God, that actually reminds me of something I did at work, actually. I remember I was like on call and a customer's account number had 6 7 in it. And so I work remotely and we have a camera that like watches us. And I did the 6 7 thing on camera in the Zoom meeting. I died inside, realizing I was being recorded. I work tomorrow too. 12-hour shift. Wish me luck. I'm stocking up on monsters. What do you call a pencil with 2 erasers? Pointless. I'm so good at sleeping that I do it with my eyes closed. Did you hear the one about the roof? Never mind, it's over your head. What's brown and sticky? A stick. I feel like I saw that one before. Am I crazy? I don't know. I hated facial hair, but then it grew on me. It really takes guts to become an organ donor. What did the plumber say to the singer? Nice face. Why'd the fisherman order the halibut? Just for the halibut. Okay, that's wonderful. Why is Peter Pan always flying? Because he never lands. What do you call a sleeping bull? Bulldozer. How do you throw a party in outer space? You plan it! Why was the groom late to class? It overswept. That's kind of cute. Okay, let's add one too. Okay, and then where were we on the page? How do you make an octopus laugh? With tentacles. What do you say to a rabbit on its birthday? Happy birthday. What type of tree fits in your hand? Palm tree. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself? It was too tired. You want to hear a joke about construction? I'm still working on it. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta. How does a lawyer say goodbye? I'll be suing you. You can't trust atoms. They make up everything. What made the tomato blush? It saw the salad dressing. Okay. Can I dive in this pool? It deepens. Oh, I get it. Deep ends. Mid. What did the buffalo say to its son when he left? Bye, son. Ah, that's cute. Okay. What musical instrument do you find in the bathroom? A tube of toothpaste. Boo. I don't like that one either. Why do vampires only seem sick? They're coughing. What state has the most streets? Rhode Island. How do astronomers organize a party? They plan it. They had this one before. Okay, no, they used that one more than once. Boom. Why do bees have sticky hair? Because they use a honeycomb. Why do melons have weddings? They can't elope. But they're having weddings. I don't get it. Next one. What did the police officer say to her belly button? You're under a vest. What do you call a fibbing cat? A lion. If a child refuses to nap, are they guilty of resisting arrest? The coach went back to the bank to get his quarterback. I asked my dog what's 2 minus 2. He said nothing. The first thing Santa's elves learn in school is their alphabet. Ghosts are bad liars because you can see right through them. Shouldn't the roof of your mouth actually be called the ceiling? All vampires keep their money in a special place, the blood bank. The pony couldn't sing because it was a little hoarse. R.I.P. boiling water, you will be missed. I told my doctor I heard buzzing, but she said it's just a bug that's going around. Okay. All right, let's see. Where was I? Oh, I ate a clock the other day. It was very time consuming. I once wrote a song about a tortilla, but it was more of a rap. You can tell it's a dogwood tree from its bark. When does a dad joke turn into a dad joke? When it becomes a parrot. Okay. Oh no, I clicked the wrong tab. Here we go. They say that 3 out of 2 of people are bad at fractions. Wow. Why were the utensils stuck together? They were spooning. How do celebrities stay cool? They have many fans. Why did the picture go to prison? Because it was framed. Okay, we have about 27 more jokes to go. Yay! How does a hurricane see? With one eye. Where do polar bears keep their money? Their snowbank. What's a tornado's favorite game? Twister. How does the moon cut his hair? Eclipse it. What do you call a funny mountain? Hilarious. What gets wetter the more it dries? A towel. What did the banana say to the boy? Nothing. Bananas can't talk. What rock group has 4 men who don't sing? Rushmore. My boss told me to have a good day, so I went home. What do you call cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese. Is this deja vu? I feel like they listed the nacho cheese thing more than once. I'm crazy though. Okay, let's see. Did you get your hair cut? No, I got all of them cut. I was wondering why the frisbee kept getting bigger and bigger. Then it hit me. Want to hear a joke about paper? Never mind, it's terrible. How many apples grow on a tree? All of them. I talk to myself because sometimes I just need expert advice. I used to be addicted to the hokey-pokey until I turned myself around. Okay. What do you call someone who tells dad jokes but isn't a dad? A faux pas. Oh, that's good too. Okay. I could tell a joke about pizza, but it's a little cheesy. If you see a crime at an Apple store, are you an eyewitness? Why are spiders so smart? Because they can find everything on the web. What do you call a toothless bear? Gummy bear. What do you give a sick lemon? Lemonade. What did the nose tell the finger? Stop picking on me! Why can't your hand be 12 inches long? Because then it would be a foot. What kind of a car does a sheep like to drive? A Lamborghini. What keys used to open bananas? A monkey. Wow. Okay. What has four wheels and flies? A garbage truck. How do you talk to a giant? Use your big words. How do you make tissue dance? You put a little boogie on it. What kind of milk comes from a pampered cow? Spoiled milk. What's a sea monster's favorite lunch? Fish and chips. What do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator. Why are pigs so bad at sports? Because they only hog the ball. Why couldn't the dad help his son put on his shoes? They weren't the dad's size. Why do parents only say, because I said so? Because science isn't always a good explanation. I don't get it. Some graduate with honors. I am just honored my kids graduated. I told my son I was going to buy him a book on procrastination, but I kept putting it off. I told my kids they can be anything they want when they grow up as long as it's not taller than me. My kid told me a joke about boxing. I guess I missed the punchline. What do you call a cow that just gave birth? Caffeinated. I used to think I was a morning person, but then I had kids. Now I'm more of a give me all the coffee person. What parenting style do dads like best? Improvising. I told my kid to stop playing with their food, so they started playing with their plate instead. Being a parent means never having a moment to yourself, even in the bathroom. That's not a joke. Why is that even there, bro? It's spicy. Universal dad code for I don't want to share. My kids should have been born in a different decade because it's cheaper by the dozen. I'm not a helicopter parent. I'm just surveilling with love. Hate this. I decided to sell my vacuum cleaner. It was just gathering dust. I was going to make a joke about the old bed, but then it fell apart. Why are dads bad detectives? Because they only find the evidence after the crime has been committed. I'm my kid's favorite person to overthink things with. Note to all dads of teens, keep a dog, that way someone is excited to see you. What's it like to have the best son in the world? You'll have to ask Grandpa. Oh, okay, that's funny. Why do dads like bitter drinks? They've been served a cold glass of real tea. What? Why pay a therapist when you have a dad? So you can go to therapy. I asked Dad if he could make me a burger. He replied by saying, Voila, you're a burger. Why is the accountant also good at being a parent? Having kids is taxing. What did the drummer call his two daughters? And a one and a two. I've learned that parenting is a lot like playing whack-a-mole. Just when you think you've got one problem solved, another one pops up. Honey, stop looking for the perfect match. Use the lighter. I was there earlier. Our wedding was so beautiful. Even the cake was in tears. Aww, okay. I like that. That's cute. Aww. I try to teach my kids about taxes, but they just responded with, that sounds like a you problem. That's not a joke, bro. We have the perfect dad-son relationship. You're my son, and I'm perfect. I love all my children the same, except for the one that sleeps. I love that one more. If I ever go missing, just follow my kids. They can find me wherever I try to hide. I've been thinking about taking up meditation. I figure it's better than sitting around doing nothing. Cleaning with children in the house is like brushing your teeth while eating Oreos. I always have a take on everything. My wife calls my explanations dad-splaining. Boo. Okay, I'm gonna just scroll through these until I find. I don't like any of these. I think that's at least 100. Yep, that's enough destruction for one evening. Thank you for sitting here, listening to me inflict horrible humor upon you. I hope you're comfy. I hope your brain got to rest for a while. And if nothing else, at least now we've suffered together. Good night, sweetheart. I hope you sleep well.